All right, Shalom. This is your brother Nahalia from the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rukakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. All right, I want to go into a lesson through the Spirit. I was meditating on something on the way to work. And the Lord is setting up the governing body of the world. All right. Now, when the Lord told us in Luke, the 17th chapter, that the kingdom cometh not by observation, because the kingdom is within you, amongst the brotherhood, you get a glimpse of what the kingdom is like. The love that brothers have one for another, you know, and the iron sharpening iron. And all of that is a beautiful thing through the Spirit that should be cherished. All right. Now I want to go to this precept, Lord willing. This is 1 Peter chapter 2 and 15. For so is the will of Yahweh Shai, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men. Because 2/3 of our people show themselves to be ignorant and foolish men. All right. And that's why they can't perceive the kingdom being developed in plain sight. You see brothers and how brothers treat each other and the care that brothers have one for another, how the Lord put the body together with every brother having certain strengths that complements the next brother's weakness, and how brothers push each other to be better through the Spirit. That's a glimpse of the kingdom. And these are the things that the Lord has always told us from the beginning, to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And on this journey, brothers bring this out all the time. You can't love your neighbor if you don't know how to love yourself. And we're learning both. In a lower state, without all the trinkets and the royal garments and the accessories and the wives and the children, all of these things have been put aside through the Spirit so that those traits can be developed in the elect. And this is why being a part of the brotherhood is so important, because you are able to see your strengths. All right. You're able to serve great men through the Spirit. When I see brothers, man, I see kings, when I see apostles, I see, I just imagine brothers in their glory, and that the Lord is doing everything that he's doing to us to develop us into those fine jewels, like it says at the end of Malachi, the 3rd chapter. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. 1 Peter chapter 2 and 16, and it reads, as free and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of Yahweh Shai. And one of the main ways of serving Yahweh Shai is serving the body. All right, feeding the flock. All right, and then being a servant unto great men. This is the beauty, man. The Wadi Yahweh Shai, man. Because when you are amongst brothers, you see something completely different from the shit that we learned in the world with Jake. It's completely different, man. It's night and day, man. And it's something to be cherished, because the Lord is developing the men that you see around you. The men you see around you are righteous spirits coming. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. Are righteous spirits coming back. Like when the Lord said, Daniel shall stand in his light at the end of days. All those righteous men that desire to see these things. Edris, you could very well be amongst one of those men. The very thought of that, man, is like the Wadi Yahweh Shai. When you see our apostles who have set an example of diligence over decades, of value of integrity. And it all leads me to this verse right here for this lesson. All right, this is 1 Peter 2 and 17. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear Yahweh Shai, honor the king. Love the brotherhood, fear Yahweh Shai, and honor the king. How do we honor Yahweh Shai? By serving him. And what he said, this is how they'll know you're my disciples. The love that ye have one for another. Because we're all on this journey through the Spirit and power Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. And we're all being refined. The Lord has placed particular gifts in certain brothers to complement the next brother. It says, love the brotherhood, man. We are blessed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah to be able to see the beginning of the kingdom. And how do we see that? In the conduct of brothers, beginning with our apostles who have set forth that example. And I was just driving and meditating on that, man, that the Lord took us and all of the things that we did in the world, he still had mercy on us. Still gave us a chance to come home. And he set it up so that you don't have to do it alone. Now, of course, every man got to work out their own salvation with fear and trembling. But the Lord has given us the opportunity to come home, and he's given us brothers that have strengths where you're weak at. And you have strengths where they're weak at. And we're able to learn, Lord willing, and grow from that. And this is what the Lord wanted for us from the beginning. But we had to be stripped of all of our titles, all of the luxuries that we had, so that we could actually have those traits blossom within us. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. You know, Apostle Ariamla went into this, I believe yesterday. You know, that journey of a king. It don't happen overnight. It has to be groomed. And we're a kingdom, a domicile, a nation of kings and priests under Yahweh Shai. And we're showing the honor of the king. We're honoring the king, you know, by picking up our cross and following him. And we're also honoring the king by doing what? By the love that we have one for another. And we're blessed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah to have that. And this is why brothers go so hard on brothers who are on the comment board, because you're to be honest, you're missing out on that opportunity through the spirit to be better. Because the brotherhood puts you in a position where you become better. The potential that's in you gets exercised through the spirit when you're amongst the brotherhood. And that's something that you just can't get from just watching. Working that work while it is yet called day. And this is the beautiful thing about it, that this is the beginning of the kingdom of heaven. We're witnessing the conduct of the kingdom. How brothers come amongst each other, how brothers deal with each other, the charity amongst brothers, and we don't have nothing, man. So imagine in the kingdom when we actually have abundance, when our king is here, man. This is Luke chapter 17 and verse 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shah should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai cometh not with observation. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai is within you. We are blessed through the spirit to have this. And the brothers and the love that you see amongst brothers, the charity, all of these things that Paul and Peter exhort brothers to have is the conduct of the kingdom. Because if we're able to have those traits through the spirit now in a lower state, when the Lord gives us all those things that Jake desires, the charity, the world in itself is going to be a better place because of it, man. And this is the beauty of this journey that we're on through the spirit. All right. Galatians, the 4th chapter, the first verse reads, now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all. And when you come into the body, you learn to be a servant, not just feeding the flock with videos, but you learn to be a servant amongst your brethren. And it develops character, honoring the brotherhood, loving the brotherhood. All right. And this is the conduct of the kingdom, man. And this is completely opposite of what you see in the world with Jake. They be amongst each other, but then they'll sleep with they homeboy, baby mama, or try to backdoor him and hit his girl. Backbite him. Talk shit about people that they claim to love. You don't see that amongst the brothers, man. Because we're witnessing the kingdom in conduct. Not in resources at this point, but we're witnessing the kingdom in conduct. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. And this is extremely special, man. Psalms 133:1, behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Really meditate on that. That for you to have this truth at this point in time through the Spirit, to be amongst the elect, Lord willing, we be a part of that number. To have that kind of opportunity in these last days is nothing short of special. You could very well be saluting one of the men that wrote some of the books that we read about. You could very well be saluting those brothers and serving those brothers. That's what makes this special through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. And then the Lord said what about his disciples? I want to get that, Lord willing. Yapa, the Wadi Yahweh Shema Shai. This is John 13:35. But by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. That's how they gonna know the disciples of Yahweh Shema Shai. And you don't get to show love one to another without being a part of the body. You have those anti-camp Israelites, but when you look at the New Testament, all of those letters were written to those churches. Those churches were camps. And that's how you develop more efficiently. You optimize your gift through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai by being amongst the body, man. It's extremely important and it's beautiful, man. And I was just meditating on that through the Spirit, man. And I just wanted to bring it out through the Spirit. You know, Lord willing, it was edifying. I wasn't able to grab as many precepts as I wanted. You know, another one comes to mind too. This is Philippians chapter 2 and 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. And when I'm amongst brethren, I realize I'm amongst men that are better than me in many ways. And I learn and I'm able to serve brothers, our apostles. When you listen to our apostles, you're able to see their experience in action. And you understand why the Lord gave them that lot and why they're better than us through the Spirit, and they set forth that example. You have soldiers, then you have generals. And what do the soldiers do? They learn and they take orders from the general. That's the hierarchy even in the world. How much more so with the first fruits of creation? Lord willing, we be a part of that number. Imagine that. You saluting brothers that were some of the first spirits that were created. Imagine that. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. That is extremely special, man. This moment in time through the Spirit is extremely special. It's something that is precious, and we don't really understand how precious it is, and we won't until this is taken away, really. And we're able to look back at these moments and desire to hear a man's voice, things of that nature through the Spirit. But the ministry has been set up to build brothers up and to also find out, all right, where you're weak at to work on it, and where you're strong at, because all things are not in all men. Yet the harvest is plenteous and the laborers are few, man. And this is the beauty of the brotherhood. If brothers are able to do what they do as far as charity now in a lower state, just imagine when all of those resources are translated from Esau to Jacob. This is how you know that the kingdom is going to be beautiful even for the heathens, because Jake is extremely charitable by nature. And this is the beauty of the brotherhood, that we are able to be amongst the great spirits, the first spirits that have been created. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. You may very well be saluting one of the brothers that wrote one of the books that we read on a daily. The very idea through the Spirit that you may be a part of that you may be one of those men, is a blessing, man. It's something that we can't take for granted. So Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory. Call Halayim, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles and our elders, a great millstone who are the elders over Yasha Allah, whether you accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all you Akim, all you brothers, all you Malakim who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.